Hey guys, Joe here from ForgeWorks Bottle Axes. Today I'm not building anything in the video. I wanted to talk a little bit about tools. You guys know I'm a huge tool junkie, and I have been wanting to get into tool videos for a while. And now Icon from Harbor Freight is being released, and I thought, there's a bandwagon I wouldn't mind jumping on. So stick around. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I noticed with some of the tools that I bought and some of the updates that have been hitting the website. So first things first, I want to apologize. All of my recording gear, my camera, my tripods, microphones, all that stuff's at my shop. My hair and lighting and makeup department, I gave them the day off. So I had to record all of this with my phone. So you just got me, the phone, and all this unprocessed ugliness. I usually do try to make a better quality video than this. So with that being said, check out my other videos. Maybe you'll like what you see there. All the stuff I build. Consider subscribing. Anyway, on to the Icon. So today, I noticed that the Harbor Freight website did update the Icon page. If you put Icon in the search engine on their page, you can see all the prices on the toolbox. Now, they've been updating this all day. So every hour I noticed new stuff was on there. Hopefully by the end of the day, they'll have all the hand tools on there too. But as you can see here, the prices are up. So here's my metric drawer. And I have been in the market for a good combination wrench, a tight tolerance combination wrench, for a while. And I've just been kind of blowing off, well, mainly because I didn't want to spend $300 to $400 on a set of combination wrenches. So I know there are other options out there, but when these came along and I knew they were coming out, I thought, well, I'll just wait because, you know, I like Harbor Freight. You know, I'm not a fanboy of any particular brand, but, you know, it's on my way to and from my shop every single day, so warranty becomes pretty easy. And well, you get the idea. So I waited it out and I got a set of these. Now, for those of you who don't know about tight tolerance wrenches and loose tolerance wrenches, well, here's the Pittsburgh set. Now, I bought these specifically years ago to have a cheap loose tolerance wrench, and that's exactly what they are. You know, I put them through pretty good use. They haven't broken anything like that, but they are a loose tolerance wrench. And then I've got a series of other tight tolerance wrenches. I've got Wera Jokers. These Sunex are my 10-spline flex head ratcheting, non-reversible. And some YouTubers say they're tight tolerance. They're not exactly. They're somewhere in between. They do have the anti-slip or flank drive or super deluxe warp drive, whatever the hell you want to call it. But they do have that. And the price on this set, I think it's 15 pieces, something like that. It was actually pretty good. You can find these on YouTube or on eBay. I was also in the market for a decent set of stubby combination wrenches. I didn't necessarily need a ratcheting. I just wanted a good tight tolerance stubby wrench. Now these, something I have noticed with these, they are not the anti-slips. And digging through all the boxes at Harbor Freight in the back, doesn't appear they make an anti-slip for this yet. So it would have been nice to see. These retailed at $49.95, which is fair. My big concern was at the store, though, is this tight tolerance or is this a loose tolerance wrench? Because, you know, you can get stubby loose tolerance wrenches anywhere and for a hell of a lot cheaper than $49 for 10 pieces. So, which is still not a bad price, but you can do better. So let's go ahead and measure these up and see what we find. These new Icons are supposed to be a tight tolerance wrench. And from what I can tell, they are. Now I went ahead and set up the dial indicator, or the dial on the set of calipers to 0 out. And as you can see, at 18 millimeters, this is actually an imperial unit, but it's just over 7/10 of an inch, so which should equate out to 18 millimeter. But you can see that at its tightest spot, it's making a liar out of me. You can see at its tightest spot, damn it, man. At its tightest spot, I set this up to 0 out. Now, let's compare that to some of the other wrenches I have. I'm going to take the 18 from the Pittsburgh set, because we know that's a loose tolerance. As you can see in its tightest spot,
It's coming out to be about actually 4 thousandths, somewhere in there, 3 or 4 thousandths larger than the new Icon ones. So yeah, this is a loose tolerance wrench. So how does it compare? Ware Jokers are well known for being a tight tolerance wrench. So let's check that out. As you can see, it zeroes out. Actually, it's a touch tighter than the new Icon. Touch, not by much. We're talking, maybe 1,000th, not even. So, all right. Let's look at the Sunex, which the Sunex are supposed to be tight tolerance, but and they're close. From what I can see at this angle, it's about 1,000th over-ish. So, yeah, I guess that could qualify. Somewhere in between. So, what about the stubbies? This is what I've been wanting to know. And this is the kind of information you can't find on a website. So, the stubbies, the new stubbies. Yep, look at that. This would be considered a tight tolerance wrench. At its tightest spot, it's coming out about the same as the Icon with the anti-slip. So yeah, so now we know the new stubby set for $49.99 is indeed tight tolerance. When I first got home and unboxed these new stubbies, the first thing I wanted to check was, are they tight tolerance? And I grabbed my Pittsburgh and just gave it a quick eyeball, and I said, wow, the opening for these are a lot bigger. Maybe it's not. But then I noticed you have that little bevel on the tips of these guys. And I'm sure it's got its purpose. I'm sure it's for, easily getting in and out of the fastener. Maybe it is, or maybe it's not the reason they do that, but they all have it. I'm sure it wasn't just some sort of mistake. So they were obviously put into the design for that reason. I just noticed a little blemish here, not in the chrome, but underneath the chrome, a little divot. Well, not perfect, but the chrome does have a really good finish on it. The polish was well done. Some of the prep work could have been a little better, but ultimately, they seem like good wrenches. So something else I wanted to point out real quick, which is a little off subject, and it's this ratchet right here. I did get this from Harbor Freight today. I sold a couple of my older Snap-on wrenches, which I will say this: the old Snap-on wrenches, these are 36 tooth ratchets, and I thought now's a really good time to upgrade. I wanted to get a couple Icons. I have a couple Tectons. I got some of the cheaper Pittsburghs when they came out, just because they are so friggin' cheap. It's when the neighbors come over to borrow something, that's what they get, or I just may throw it at them. Anyway, either way, it's cheap enough to where you could throw it at them. And it's 72 tooth design and whatnot. Too handy not to have around. Anyway, I picked up 3 Icons today, just for the fun of it. Now, this guy here, this is the shorter flex head with the soft grip. And I got this guy out of the box and tested everything, and it jams. If I go ahead and push that off position, it'll free up, but then it locks again. Give it a little nudge and it kind of works, and then if you put strain on it, as if you're tightening it, it locks right back up again. So I got to take this guy back. It doesn't do it as bad on the on position, but on the off position it locks up every time. So I guess my point is, double check everything, maybe before you leave the store. Double check everything that they work. This way you don't have to drive back and forth. Like I said, I pass by my store every day, so not a big deal for me to go and warranty this out. And I'm sure they'll have no problems with warrantying it out, but definitely check all your ratchets when you get them. Maybe I just got a bad one. Maybe this particular one's got a problem with the pawls, or a loose tolerance on the inside where the pawl sits. Not sure, but that's the one I got.
I want to start by saying I'm not a fanboy of any particular tool. I'm really not. Back in the day, in 2002, 3, 4, when I was in the automotive industry, yep, I was a Snap-on fanboy. I was on that truck, mostly because in the hot days he had AC, man. That felt great. But I love their tools. I bought all kinds of ratchets. I bought a full toolbox, KRA series full toolbox. But nevertheless, I spent a lot of money on that truck. The one thing I wouldn't buy were their wrenches. Even back in 2003, they were the upper 300s, $300 to $400. Man, I wasn't about to pay that. But, you wouldn't hear me say a bad thing about Snap-on other than the prices. And I loved Mac back then. But, it's 15 years later or so, and I'm out of the automotive industry. I drive a truck for a living, and I have a blacksmith shop. It opens your eyes to stuff. Nowadays, if I have a broken Snap-on tool, he passes by my manufacturing shop up north. But he does not like warrantying tools because I don't buy shit from him. But you know what? They have that lifetime guarantee on there. And he gets pretty pissed when I stop him and say, hey, man, I got a broken screwdriver. They don't like that shit. So it really soured me on Snap-on. I mean, yeah, okay, you got to stop and warranty a tool, but shit, man, that's how life works, They have no problems with telling you about the lifetime warranty when you're buying that fucking thing, am I right? But when it comes time to hand it back over, this guy at least gets a little pissy. So anyway, I guess the point I'm trying to make is I am not a fanboy. I loved my Snap-on stuff. I really do. Nowadays, I love any tool company who's going to bring you a high-quality tool at a value. It's all about value. The rest of the world, the manufacturing world in tools, has caught up with Snap-on. They really have. There's no way to ignore that. Now, it's up to us to sift through all this saturation of tools to find the best deals, what works for you. So that's all I really got for you today. Not groundbreaking, anything like that, but we got prices up on the website. We learned that the stubby wrenches and combinations are tight tolerance. That's something I've been wondering about since they announced this tool line was coming out, is that, are all those wrenches going to be tight tolerance? At least the ones I own, they are tight tolerance. So, and what else did we learn? Double check your 3/8 shit before you drive home with it, or any of the ratchets. I guess you should always double check stuff when you're leaving Harbor Freight. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. Hope you found this informative. Thanks for watching.
I did pick up the new Icon combination wrench. It is the anti-slip one, and these were $100. They're good. They're really good, and as we've been seeing by many YouTubers, these are rebranded. You can get a Carlisle or Channel Lock makes the same exact one. In fact, there is a better deal online than this here. I'm probably just going to keep these. I like them, but I'll go ahead and post up the website and where you can get these. You can get this same exact set branded by Channel Lock for $116 for 17 pieces. It's actually a better deal than this.
Did I really just do this whole video with potato chip crumbs on my shirt? Well, I ain't refilming it.